So I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is there's a drift event next weekend. The bad news is I don't have any cars ready. So today we're going to work on getting some cars ready. So let's do it. So is there anybody out there that's old school and knows what one of these are? I think I need a new trash bag. This one has seen better days. So if any of you were guessing, this is actually used to prime the engine. So what we're going to have to do is remove that distributor, and then this thing literally goes down into the shaft, and there's a little groove cut into it where this thing will hook up and basically spin the oil pump. So that's what we're going to do, because this thing has been sitting for, gosh, well over probably a year and a half, maybe even 2 years. So I don't want to start this thing dry. We need to get this thing oiled up, and yeah, so let's get to it. Damn, these spider webs are everywhere. Holy shit, these things are annoying. Nope, boom. So we have this facing directly that way, so I can keep track when I go to put it out. Put it back in. There we go. Okay, so down this hole is where that piece is gonna go. And basically there's a little gear down there where we're gonna turn it just to turn the oil pump. That's one of the really cool things about old school small blocks, is they were designed to be worked on. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this head off so we can see when the oil is actually flowing, and we'll see what it looks like. Actually, it's a valve cover, but you know what I mean. Man, these have got to be some of the most beautiful things I've seen in a while. This thing's been sitting here for 2 years and it's still crystal clean inside there. Man, you gotta love it. So here comes the fun part of fishing this thing out of the oil pump. Now we should start seeing some oil flow. I can hear it working. All right, that should be good. Now that we got oil all the way in this thing. Oh yeah, look at that, it's all the way up here too. Ooh, nice. So we'll put this sucker back on so we don't get any dirt and stuff inside there, but overall it looks really nice and clean, so I'm happy with it. So it's definitely been a while since I've done this, but I forgot to put top dead center. So now this thing's off by like a couple of teeth because this thing was pointing this direction. So basically what I need to do is I gotta pull this thing out, turn the oil pump to get it lined up right, and then hopefully we can get this thing set on here right. All right, let's take this sucker out real quick. There we go. Let's see if we can turn this thing a little bit. See what that does. Ooh, that's pretty close. All right, so we got this thing on here. Now I just need to button this thing up just a bit. So last night it actually rained pretty bad. I can see that there's a whole bunch of water inside this thing here. So I'm gonna definitely have to pull all the spark plugs just to make sure, because it's a good chance water got inside here and potentially into the engine. So we need to drain that out, make sure that's not in there. Then we'll tighten everything up and see if we can get this thing to start, at least get it idling, and then we'll kind of fine tune from there. So yeah, let's do it. Now, time to check and see if this gas is still good. I'm already seeing what looks like cracked seals around here, so that's not a good sign. I may end up having to get some more gaskets for this thing, but we will see. Whoop, there goes my glasses. Come on, gas tank, please. I don't hear a seal. Yeah, there's no gas in there at all, evaporated. Check how brittle this seal is. It's super brittle. It's falling apart. So I'm definitely gonna have to get a new seal for this thing, because I could see that most of the gas evaporated, so that means all the fumes were coming out of here. Oh boy. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from trying, so let's lock this thing up, see if we can at least get this puppy to start. Maybe we'll get lucky. But to be safe, I'm gonna put some fresh gas in here. Figure out how to get this thing to go, there we go. Okay, so there's some fresh gas. I'm gonna put a little bit of seafoam in there too, just to make sure if there is any water or anything nasty, this should help clean some of that up. Yeah, there we go. Bam, that should take care of that. Okay, so let's see, first things first, we have power. It would appear as though my battery is dead. Or at least very low. That's the fuel pump. It sounds very weak. So it ain't supposed to sound like that, but it could very well be because it's low voltage. So yeah, let's see if we have any fuel in the carby. So I'm not seeing any fuel. I'm shaking the car and I'm not seeing anything, so chances are it's not actually pumping. So I need to go get the battery charged. Okay, so we know that the fuel pump is not sounding so great, but it's most likely because of the battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a battery, and then hopefully we'll be able to fix it. But yeah, we'll just have to find out when we get there. So I don't know if any of y'all wear glasses, but It sucks when you start sweating because they just don't stay on your face. Oh well, we got it out. I'm gonna go get a new battery. So as it turns out, my battery is cooked. The other problem is that, well, I can't find a spare replacement that's this exact size. So I'm gonna try to recondition it. So I got one of these cheap battery reconditioners off Amazon. It's about $100. We're just gonna hook it up and see how it does. Hopefully by tomorrow, I'll know whether or not this battery's good, because if it's not, well, then I'm gonna have to make some decisions as to which car I'm taking to Lonestar. Oh boy. All right, so I got this thing hooked up, negative, positive. We got it plugged in here, and we got it on the repair mode. So supposedly that takes about 4 hours. I'm gonna give it a little bit longer just to be sure. We'll come back and check and see where we're at. I think we might be in business. So I had this thing charging overnight. Now we got the green light. So let's go see if it worked. Bam. Okay. That was my socket. All right, come on, fuel pump, let's go. Okay, now that's what it should sound like. Okay, we got gauges. Okay, it looks like the voltage is climbing. So we're a little low. Almost 12 volts. Almost. So I guess we're just gonna go ahead and crank it and see if it runs, because I really don't care if it's low as long as it works. So let's see what happens. So I'm gonna have to go check and see, but I think it sounds pretty good. The starter's actually cranking, so that's a good sign. So now I'm just gonna go check, make sure we're getting fuel. So we definitely have fuel. So looking at this thing, I think what it is I need to adjust my timing because something's not right. I might just be 180 degrees out, so I'm gonna go ahead, set top dead center, and reinstall the distributor and do all that fun stuff. So yeah, we'll see if that fixes it. So now I should have plenty of room to get in there with a socket. It's just funny that I have to lift the radiator up to do it. So I think I just cracked this crank bolt into the crank. I don't know how the hell that just happened, but that's not good. So when I go to tighten that bolt there, the rotor on the distributor, this little thing down here, is not spinning, and that bolt is spinning. So that's not good. So that there is my crank pulley bolt. The issue is that that is the thing that I was actually turning on, and I think I might have stripped it onto the crank pulley. So yeah, that's not fun, but it should be okay. Hopefully it's not too bad. I should be able to fix that if that's what that is, but it's just making this a lot harder because, oh boy, I've got like an hour left before the actual U-Haul closes, so I don't know, I gotta make some choices. So I had to recruit some extra help because this thing was being a pain in my ass. We've got about like 3 hours and we gotta be on the road before we get down there, but look who showed up.
Howdy. It's been 5 years since we started doing Daily Drift, and we're still always last minute. So we were supposed to be in Houston yesterday, then we decided we don't have enough tires to do like both days of the event, so we're just gonna go up for tomorrow's on Sunday. So here we are. The vehicle hasn't been running in a little bit, about 2 years, so now we're gonna try to start it and see if we can take this to the event. If not, we're gonna take the Miata and try to see what we can do. But we really want to drive this because it's been so long.
It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
So let's see it. Let's see what happens. Let's give it another try. We changed spark plugs.
Spark plugs. The distributor. The distributor. We're just gonna see if it runs.
Yep. We're just gonna give it a shot. All right. So you remember how to start it?
I need on. I need these two.
Yep. Oh, there's fuel pump.
I'm gonna give it a little
priming.
You think 2 or 1?
3 primes. Okay. There you go.
Take it into neutral.
Yes, sir.
Ready?
We are ready.
Oh, there's with the wrenches on top of them.
Oh.
Whoopsies.
Give it just a little bit of gas. Let's see if it... Okay, so that's not good. Back to the drawing board.
Yep. Very simple reason it didn't start. Orange to green.
Why is it not focusing? Oh my god, the focus was not on. Okay, so it helps if you hook the distributor up. Let her rip, potato chip.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
so needless to say, things are advancing. We ended up trying to find top dead center using these rocker arms. We think we have it pretty close. We're just a little bit off on the pulley, but check where this thing's sitting. So that is sitting basically where number 5 or something like that should be. Basically not number 1, because this little point here needs to be pointing like right here. So we're gonna pull this thing out again and readjust.
We done diddly-dicked ourselves.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so we got this thing hooked up. We got the timing hopefully set.
I just found out Louis died.
Yeah, we think our rooster across the street, Louie, died.
And
Now we get to see if this thing runs. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Something else is going on. So we got the carburetor out because we weren't getting any fuel coming out of the squirters. And that's these little guys right here. They just squirt little fuel out them holes. And for some reason, we aren't getting fuel. Now, these things look fine, like as far as they don't look too filthy or clogged up, and I looked in here, it looks pretty good. So my thought is that what it is gonna be down here on the bottom of these fuel bowls, you have these little pumps, which this is what actually primes the squirters. So it's possible the diaphragm ruptured. So I'm gonna take this thing apart, see if I get this thing fixed, and maybe we'll get this thing started. So Austin over here got the dang carbogenator back on there. So we'll see if that does the trick, but also, I was back here changing out all the seals on the fuel cell. So we got new seals in, this old junky one's gone. So let's see if that fixes the problem. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth.
You want to make sure it doesn't leak too?
Yeah, let me go check.
Let's go for it.
Hang on, I'm just checking to make sure we don't have leaks. That's not good. Go again. Yeah, it's going too slow to be able to tell. Fuck. We got some choices to make. So I just got done dropping Austin off. It's about 1 a.m. right now, and we got to be at the track at about 11. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this Miata started. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, that is what we're going to be taking out here tomorrow. So wish me luck. Hopefully this thing doesn't blow up. Oh my gosh, my knee's barely fitting this thing. It's all on you, Miata. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna move it while we can.
This is the car you should have started with, huh?
We should have started with this one.
Austin's original Miata. Bought it, it was totaled, and he raced it up at Harris Hill. Put a turbo on it, he's drifting it. Never left them stranded, and they raced with it drifting. They've had fun. Hopefully it'll do well tomorrow.
All right, we're gonna just try to get this thing up. Let's see.
Yep, go, 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 go.
Scrape the bumper.
Yeah, it bent it. It like bent over it. It's
Is
good.
it okay though?
Yeah, it's fine. Where's the thumbs up?
Is that?
The thumbs up.
Oh.
You got on there already.
All right, we got this thing on here, so not much more left to do, but actually get down there. Well, it's about 2 a.m. and I've finally made it back home. We have the Miata on the trailer, and I guess the end result is that even though the RX-7 didn't work out, we just got to remember what Miata stands for. Miata is always the answer.